This video will talk about the stages of skill development. When learning a skill, an individual goes through these 4 stages: the forming stage, storming, norming, and performing. So in the forming stage, the learner begins with low skill but high enthusiasm. He or she is excited about the possibilities, but does not yet know how to perform the skill. Now at the storming stage, as the learner works at the skill, he or she may become discouraged. So in that case, the skill level is still low, but also because they're realizing how difficult the skill is, the enthusiasm is low as well. At the norming stage, a person's working, so they're going to make advances in learning on how to do something. So at the norming stage, both the skill and the enthusiasm are rising. They're gaining some confidence in themselves. Now, when the learner has mastered the skill, their enthusiasm is going to be high. They're now at the performing stage. So their skill and enthusiasm are high at this one. They'll make the skill their own, and they'll know it so well that they can possibly teach it to others as well. So then, why would it be helpful for a teacher to know the skill development stage of the learners? Well, if you know their level of skill development, you can adjust your teaching methods to match the learner's needs. So I like to call this the teaching edge. EDGE stands for explain, demonstrate, guide, and enable. And that's going to be telling you how you're going to go about teaching students at the different stages. So at the forming stage, the person's enthusiastic about something new, but they have a low level of skill. So that's where the instructor would want to do a lot of explaining. Tell the learner exactly what to do and how to do it. It clarifies the subject for the learner. At the storming stage, remember, skill level is low and enthusiasm is low as well. So as a result, their enthusiasm, motivation, they're really not that into it. So at this storming stage, the instructor needs to demonstrate, clearly showing what to do and how to do it. Demonstrating is important because it allows the learner to see as well as hear how something is done. They follow the process from beginning to end. Now, at the norming stage, your skill level is increasing and your enthusiasm is as well. They realize they're making progress. So an instructor needs to guide the person when they're at the norming stage. Give them more freedom to figure out things on their own, support them with encouragement, and help the learner move closer to the goal. Guiding is important because it allows the learner to learn by doing. Also, it gives the instructor a chance to see how others are grasping the skill. And the last skill level is performing. Their enthusiasm is high, their motivation is high, the skill level is high. They've reached the point where they can be an independent learner. They can be very productive on their own. So when a student is at the performing level, the instructor wants to enable them, offer them plenty of freedom to make the decisions on their own and to keep moving ahead. Enabling is important because it allows the learner to use the skill themselves. It encourages repetition as well, which is an important concept in learning a skill. Finally, a little picture to help summarize things. Remember, your leader or your teacher is going to be explaining at the forming stage. Enthusiasm may be high, but the skill level is really low. You know frustration will set in. The students will start storming. So that's when your leader must demonstrate. And once that skill level starts to rise, the enthusiasm will start to rise as well. Now they are norming. The instructor would want to be a guide in this case. Guide them along so that eventually when they are performing, you enable them to see that success on their own. It's also important for a teacher to remember that these levels may shift forward and backward throughout a lesson. So the teacher really needs to be aware of what stage the student is in to use the proper teaching method.